Hi everyone, Samantha Lee here from Holistic Me, and I'm so excited to be here today to teach you how to identify a linden tree. Linden is such an amazing plant. It has such a sweet smell and taste and is safe from children to elders and even women that are pregnant. So it's really a great plant that can be enjoyed by everyone. So let's start with the leaves. Linden has a beautiful heart-shaped leaf. And you can see the edges are finely toothed rather than being smooth. You can also see that it has alternating leaves rather than opposite, which means that you have a leaf up here and then a leaf right here and a leaf down here, instead of having a leaf that's opposite coming out directly at the other side. So now let's take a look at the flowers. Linden have beautiful yellow flowers, and they usually grow in clusters of 5 to 7. So as you can see, here's a cluster, and here are 2 clusters down here. And if you take a closer look, you can see that the petals have 5 flowers. As you get close to a linden tree, you'll definitely notice its scent right away, and that's a really good indicator that you have linden. So just a quick recap, you have a great heart-shaped leaf that's finely toothed. You have alternating leaves. You have clusters of 5 to 7 flowers that are pale yellow with 5 petals on each flower. And of course, that great scent. So when you get close to a linden tree, you might notice some buzzing around, and that's because bees love linden just as much as we do. And that's something just to be aware of as you're harvesting, just so you don't accidentally touch a bee or get stung. So it's definitely something that you want to keep in mind. So linden flowers will bloom typically for 2 weeks. And I don't know if you noticed, but not all the flowers were blooming at the same time. And that's very normal for linden. The different flowers on the same tree will bloom at different points over those 2 weeks. So you definitely want to come down and make a few trips, because once a linden flower blooms, you want to harvest it right away or else it begins to turn brown. So you're not going to be doing it in one trip. You want to come down as often as possible. A great thing about linden is, like I said, the smell. And once you start to notice and recognize that smell, you could be walking down the street or bike riding, and you might even smell a linden tree and find one that way, which is always a really exciting thing to happen. So you might think, okay, this sounds great, but I don't know if there's any linden in my area. And lucky you, cities love to plant linden trees. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because they're so beautiful, they have a great smell, or because of their amazing medicinal properties, but regardless, just be happy. And now that you know what to look for, you'll definitely notice some in your area, or at least hopefully. The same thing happened to me. I loved linden, and I was hoping to be able to harvest it, and I didn't know if there was any around. And once I learned how to identify it, I realized there were at least 10 trees in our area, just like within a 5-minute walk of where we live. And honestly, there's probably even more than 10. So that's very exciting. Very good. Okay, so the medicinal benefits of linden include, so great. Anything from anxious or nervous conditions that's really cooling to the nervous system. So if you're ever stressed out, it's a great cup of tea to have. It's great for any type of nerve pain, which includes MS and fibromyalgia. And it's even great for intestinal discomfort. So it's just such a great, yummy tea to have. Like one of my herbal teacher, Katya, likes to call it, it's a hug in a mug. And I really agree, it just is truly that. It's just such a pleasant tea to have around. You can harvest it and drink it fresh, or you could dry it you could dry it right away, and you'll have it throughout the year to drink, which I totally recommend doing. So definitely take a look for linden trees in your area. Now's the perfect time because they typically bloom between May and early July. So go out and try to find some lindens and just follow your nose. Happy harvesting!